Now, of course, I'm a full-time entrepreneur. You might say, oh, well, Paul, you don't get paycheck. Well, I used to work in corporate for 4 years before I went full-time before I went full-time into entrepreneurship. And this particular methods always, always gave me success when it came to my paycheck once I became a personal finance master and expert. So today I'm going to be sharing with you those methods, and I'm telling you, once you use them, if you're consistent, it's going to make you money, and beyond just making you money, you're going to be a very great money manager. When it comes to paycheck routine, and also I know this because my wife too works in corporate, so I know that you guys, people, we get paid every 2 weeks. So this is actually a very good timing because most people on the bi-weekly paycheck routine got paid yesterday, Friday, or some people got paid last week. It just depends on the method or the routine that your company uses to make payments for you. And it doesn't matter if you are paid bi-weekly or you are paid on a monthly basis. This routine works like clockwork. Even as an entrepreneur, it helps me. I literally just finished applying this routine to my goals for this year as I try to scale one of my businesses. And so if you follow this same routine that I use, you're going to see a lot of success with it. Number one routine. Before I go into routine, the name of the game is priority. Whatever you prioritize gets attention, and whatever gets attention gets resources, gets energy, and gets the time that it needs. So your number one game or mindset is priority. Prioritizing. Like if you're gonna take anything from this video, think about it like the number one thing is priority. Coming from somebody who has paid off over $60,000 in debts, has been able to achieve over 812 credit score, and has over $200,000 in credit limits, you want to always listen to me and think about, okay, how can I apply this to my either paycheck or to my business as an entrepreneur? Number one routine, financial goals. I always start with financial goals because the moment you can have your financial goals, you're already like 80% ahead of the pack. Most people do not have financial goals, talk less of what they want to do with their money. They just get paid, they pay their bills, the rest they used to go out, they used to drink, or they used to buy phones, buy watches, buy shoes, whatever it is, that's their priority. But I'm here to tell you that if you want to transform your money game and be among the top 20% or 1% or whatever it is, the number one thing that you should do is have financial goals. Financial goals really comes down to two things. I always say until then. Either you make more money or you pay off your debt. That's it. Financial goals here could mean saving could mean investment, it could mean paying down no. When it comes to making money, it's either saving or investment. On the other end, when it comes to lowering your debt, it's just more about paying off credit cards or house loans or student loans or car loans, whatever it is you want to pay off, right? That's how you want to think about it. You always want to have financial goals. You always, because financial goals are what actually help you to become wealthy. Financial goals are what helps you to achieve your goals to become an 8-figure, 9-figure millionaire or entrepreneur, whatever it is you want to be. So what's the financial goals? I always have financial goals of increasing my wealth. That's my financial goal, literally. Either I can increase my wealth by either lowering my debts or increasing my investments. So my goal when I get my paycheck is how can I increase my investment? So I could put it to my business, or I could put it to my stock portfolio, or I could just save the money and say, okay, let me keep up some, let me rake in more cash. So my number one paycheck routine is I want to always have my financial goals that I'm working on. Always, always, always financial like that's my number one routine. I don't want to start anything about my pay. Like once I get paid, my number one thing I want to do is how can I put money towards my financial goals? Either I'm paying off debts or I'm trying to invest in my stocks or invest in my business. Maybe I have to run more ads. Maybe I need to put aside more money to my real estate portfolio. Like whatever it is that I want to do, I always have my financial goals because the financial goals are what helps you really think about how best to proceed when it comes to allocating your hard-earned money. A lot of people want to get paid do it the other way. They go out, have a good time like we get paid on Fridays in the US. Friday, oh, I'm going to be in the club. I'm going to be living it up, and that's all. I understand that you have to live it up. That is totally fine, but do not live it up unless you have put away your money, your first paycheck, or sorry, your first thing from your paycheck. Those are financial goals, and then live it up, whatever you want to do. So financial goals, like I said, it can be savings, investments, lowering your debt portfolio. Whatever it is, you want to always earmark an amount. Now, I don't like to go with percentage because percentage are always going to skew when you either increase your income or your income reduces. I like odd numbers. I think it's good to have percentages when you need to do like a little bit of a benchmark or just to know like you're not spending too much money in a particular area. But what if somebody likes to just live in a beautiful apartment, beautiful house? I have a friend. He doesn't spend too much money on clothes or shoes, but he spends a lot of money on his mortgage because that's what he likes to come home to a beautiful house, well decorated, well he wants to relax in his home because that's the only happy place that he has. So he will not have a nice car. He will not spend too much money on clothes. He will be wearing the same clothes, wear maybe the same shoes, eat out less because of his nice house and he spends. So everybody has different things that they prioritize, and that's why I will never tell you like cut your cost in Starbucks or cut your cost in a car payment or cut your cost in a shopping. Like everybody has what matters most to them when it comes to money. As long as your financial goals are being met and you're not taking on debt to live on a monthly basis or weekly basis, hey, good to go. So I'm saying number one is your what financial goals. My number two routine now comes to my budget. Monthly budget, yearly budget, quarterly budget, depending on how you word your budget. I like to do monthly. So when I take care of my goals, or like my mentor says, Robert Kiyosaki, pay yourself first. Like pay yourself. Like before I even touch my money, that's it goes back to my financial goals routine, right? Number one is pay yourself. Number one, pay yourself first. Then I live on the rest. That's how I do it. I pay myself first. I ensure that before I tap into anything for my monthly budget or for my yearly budget, I pay myself first with my financial goals. Once I do that, my next step, like I said, is now the monthly budget or yearly budget. Like when it comes to my house, like rent or mortgage, or when it comes to paying car payments, groceries, food, dining out, like I said, living it up, you always want to spend whatever is left. I cannot stress this enough. If you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck, if you want to stop living from cycle to cycle of being broke, live below your means. Always prioritize your financial goals. Then next thing is live on whatever is left for you to live on. That way you always be covered with layoffs, inflation, name it. You can never go broke. So your goal is always my financial goals first. And number two, my monthly budget. Have a monthly budget. This also ties back to how companies think. Think about it, like I always say, right? Think about how companies run their finances. Before the year starts, they already know what they want to invest in. R&D. They know, okay, this year I want to spend X amount of money on marketing. Okay, this year I want to spend X money on R&D. This year I want to spend X money on equipment. This year I want to spend X money on furniture and fit on sorry on real estate, new offices or whatever. Then once that is taken care of, they now go to their monthly overhead expenses, payroll, lights, paying for services, software, whatever it is. But they first of all take care of the big guns, their goals, right? They want to invest, whatever it is, their big goals. That's how you want to think of your finances as an individual. Now that you've taken care of your of your financial goals, the next thing is your monthly budget, like your house rent, your living up, shopping for clothes, shopping for shirts, shoes, pants, whatever it is you're trying to buy, the car payment that you have, the now don't mix up monthly payments of like cars and things for financial goals. We're trying to pay off things, I would say make your normal monthly payment for cars. Then, if you want to pay it off faster, apply extra to the principal. So don't mix up paying off the debts or lowering your debt level, your debt portfolio in step one with your monthly budget. So once you do that and you have your monthly budget in, like we have some membership that we pay yearly dues on, so we pay that also with our monthly. We either divide it by 12 or just make a lump sum payment in our yearly budget tracker. My family has monthly budget tracker and we have a yearly budget tracker. We always have those in place so we can make sure that our money is aligned. That's my step two. Now my step three routine is to determine, once you have been able to do, like I said, number one is your financial goals. Number two is your monthly budget or your budgeting that is left. Then number three is what is the next steps, like analysis. I always like to talk about analysis, right? Sometimes you still have more. Example, maybe you got a bonus this paycheck, right? If you're a salesperson and your commissions for this cycle increased, what do you do with the surplus? Like, you generally put out money towards your savings, you have generally allocated money towards your stocks or debts, you have generally like taking care of your monthly expenses, and you have surplus. What next do you do? That's why I tell you to do analysis. And you kind of think, okay, what do I do next? You can either choose to leave it up, or pay off more debts, or put more goals. Personally, I have my own principle that I follow, but I don't like to project it on you guys because everybody's different. Like, some people think that, Paul, I'm actually, I've saved up the money I want to save up this month, which I think is a pretty good amount. I'll live it up. It's up to you. My routine that I say is I'm always working towards my goals. I'm always trying to increase my wealth. That's just my goal. I'm always trying to like make more money. I'm always on the run to increase my net worth. So whatever will make me do that, it could be paying off more debts or allocating more money towards my business. In this case, it's my own business. Like, if I had more surplus, I'll put it towards my business. I could run more ads. I could do some more marketing. I could hire more people. It all depends. So for me, I would put my money I would put my balance towards making more money. But again, it's up to you to do that. And I want you to determine your analysis. Number four is consistency. You have to be consistent, guys. There's no other way out. You have to be consistent. You put on your goals. Number two, you take care of your monthly expenses or your debts. Number three, you analyze and determine do you have a surplus? Do you have, whatever is left, and then you figure out what you want to do with those surplus. Number four is consistency. Look at me. Like, I promise to be putting out video every week. I've been so busy. Like, I was taking some exams this week for one of my businesses. I didn't have time, but I said, you know what? I promise you guys I'll do a video at least once a week. That's the minimum I can do, once a week. It doesn't matter. Like, it's getting late now. It's literally 8:06. But because I made a promise that I have to shoot a video every week that adds value and creates momentum for people that want to change their finances, that want to transform their personal finances from being bad or good towards greatness, I will show up for you. That's the same mindset I want to apply when it comes to your finances. You have to be consistent. Don't just, my routine, I've been following that for like 3-4 years now, and it's worked for me. Consistency. Of course, there are times when you might think like, oh, this month I'm really tight on money. But let those months be far and in between, or far and apart. I don't know I don't know what the word is. But let it not be let it not be common for you to like say, this month I'm fine, next month I'm fine. No, you want to be consistent. You want to keep showing up every time and every time. So routine number one, financial goals. Number two, having your budget taken care of, your monthly or yearly expenses. Number three, analysis, thinking about, do you have any surplus left? Hopefully you don't have any deficit. That's why I'm not talking about any deficit, because ideally you should not have a deficit when you have to take care of your financial goals or your budget. Then number four, consistency. You have to be consistent in the game. If you found this video helpful, please share with your friends. Until next time, bye for now.